What's going on, people? I am Swaver, and this is the OpinionatedFactsmgr Group podcast. I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Journey to be Great and Lovejoy. How y'all doing tonight, ladies?
Awesome.
Doing pretty good.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Fantastic. Excited as always to get into these topics tonight. I want to tell our listeners, thank y'all so much. Our last episode did really, really well. We appreciate the support, you guys, and we're going to try to keep bringing y'all those hot topics. Speaking of topics, tonight's two topics are going to be about holding on to what you have in a relationship and also how you could truly get to know someone. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, subscribe if you like this type of content. And our mission is to build better relationships within the community through using the power of conversation. And of course, if you've been here before, you know we do not like to hold you. We're going to get right into it. So let's go ahead and start with you, Johnny. What you got for us?
So, as I've been navigating these dating street, come across some interesting people. So as I'm meeting people, having conversations, different topics come to mind. And one of them was, how do you get to know someone? So of course, I have my own opinion, but I just went to Google to see if they back me up.
Okay.
And I came across this website, healthline.com, and that was the title, How to Really Get to Know Someone. And so we had some tips that I do agree with. Definitely asking questions. And that's something I notice I do when I'm meeting someone. I'm almost like an interview, I guess. I mean, I think dating is kind of like an interview. I mean,
it is.
Yeah. So I think so. So it's, I ask a lot of questions. Ask open-ended questions. Not, well, do you like seafood? Yeah. And that's,
what kind of seafood?
Right,
we gonna make it then.
And it said focus on questions that are going to further the conversation, not just little simple questions. Actually, find out about the person and practice active listening, make eye contact, lean towards the person when you're speaking to them, nodding, making affirming noises like you're, so they can know you're listening like, okay.
Okay.
And waiting to speak until the person is finished, and also restating what you heard. Like, for instance, if they say something like they broke their arm twice in 1 year, just like, oh, that must have been horrible. I can't imagine it, blah, blah, blah. Just being interested, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And pay attention to how they respond. Stay present. I'm going to be honest, y'all. Sometimes my mind, people talk, and especially if I'm like not as interested, my mind will wander off. Like, we having a conversation. I'm thinking like, I gotta wash clothes. Cook. I hadn't went to the grocery store. So that's something I had to remind myself, like, stay in the moment.
And the worst part is if you do that and they be like, you heard what I said? And you be like, please don't ask me no questions.
Okay.
You lie. All right, I know you.
Yeah, that's something I got to work on. And another thing, please be honest, because that's critical. No need to go into something and you don't have the same desires as the next person. So I'm real big about, if you do see yourself progressing into a relationship, find out what does this person want going forward, and know what you want so you can see if the two paths align. Very huge about that. And, talk about yourself, not too much in a conceited type way, but just so they can know about you. And another thing that I do feel I don't like is avoid texting so much. I don't know if it's just me, but if I'm getting to know someone, like, I want to have conversations on the phone. Is that too much? I don't know.
No.
Because a lot of people... Because I've met some guys where they just want to talk the whole time, and they're asking me questions, and like, you trying to get to know them through text message. And I just think that's crazy to me. But I know people move different out here, so
you know what it is. You know what it is.
What?
I think we're getting a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, because like during the first half of our lives, I try to tell y'all our age, and then like, we ain't old, but I'm just saying, like, we were coming up,
no retirement home or nothing.
Yeah, but when we were coming up, it wasn't about the text. Like, I don't even think people were texting, but you had to pay 10 cents for the text back then. Y'all remember?
Exactly.
So you like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and hit them up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's just times have changed, and people are probably talking to multiple people, so it's easier to talk to multiple people.
I guess it's easy to maneuver, but I don't like it. If you're trying to know me, call me. So. But anyway, so last but not least, it also went on to state that it takes more than 100 hours over a period of 3 months to actually develop a friendship, relationship, whatever it is you're trying to build. So of course you can't spend necessarily 100 hours like, right away, but over 3 months, over 100 hours, that could give you a nice baseline as far as really knowing someone and to see if you can proceed with them. So just a few little tips.
I think that's interesting. There'll be people like, I knew the first day I met them.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, did they really know?
It was love at first sight.
Right.
Exactly. Until they slash your tires, then how they went out the window.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us. It's really good topic. It's journey being that fire, y'all. I like
That's
this.
it, right?
So, listen, it's for me too. I'm doing my own personal research. Like I said, these streets, it's crazy out here in these streets trying to date.
So yeah.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So we'll move on to the next topic, and this is going to be about holding on to what you got. So I'm gonna share a short story with you guys really quick, and then we're just gonna go from there. So I was working. My coworker and I, we were on our way down to Southern Alabama, and we were having a conversation about his relationship with his now girlfriend of 3 years. And so I was asking him, "Hey man, what was it like before you met her? Like the dating world for him?" And he was talking about how it was just a bunch of just what he called sad endings. Like wasn't nothing longer than 6 months, 2 months here, 3 months there, and maybe a year was the longest he had ever been in a relationship before the lady that he's currently with now. And so I was asking him, what was that all about? Like, we just couldn't seem to find nobody. And he was just like, yeah, just people just so hard to work with. And he said before he met this young lady he's with right now, he actually considered going to be with a man.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was.
That's a big switch.
That was like when a record scratch.
But yeah, but you know what? It pushes you to the mind frame of what he must have really been going through. Because some people really do seek, to have that connection, man. And sometimes when you go without it, you just want it. And I'm not saying that means you should go one way or the other, but I'm saying I can understand why, if that's something you really desire, why somebody may decide to go to another side, even though I'm not going over there. First and foremost, no Diddy. In all caps, underlined and circled, but I understand what he's talking about. So then he was telling me about how this young lady that he's with right now, how they went through their ups and downs, but they never really thought about leaving each other. And I said, well, how are y'all able to do that? Now, they haven't been married 30 or 40 years, but he said something that was really profound to me. He said that whatever they have right now, they're happy with that. Even though it's not marriage, what everybody pushes you to get, even though it's not, they don't live together. He lives in another city and she lives in another city, and he drives down to see her and she comes to see him sometime, but they're happy with what they have. And he said, if we get to marriage, we'll get that. And I think the last piece that really just stuck with me was, he said, to be honest with you, I'm scared. And I asked her, scared of what? He said, I'm scared to go back out there because I can remember what it was like so hard finding her. And so now that I have her, I want to just do everything I can to stay with her because honestly, I'm afraid to go back out. And that just really stuck with me. What do y'all think about that statement?
That was very powerful. And listen, and that was, like I said, that is powerful. It's just the whole part that it was so bad once before you almost went to dating the same sex, that kind of, I'm trying to move past that part.
Okay.
But I mean, I get it. I do get it. So when I hear things like that, I'm curious also as like, how are you as a person? Like, because I do believe sometimes you kind of attract what it is that you are. And so I'm just kind of curious, like during that time, like, was there something he was dealing with, and has he grown, after all of those things he went through, so he could get to the woman that he's with now?
That's a very interesting question. I think I probably had to end up asking him that. But across the board, I just hear a lot of people talking about how it's just really, sad out here. It's hard to find somebody. And sometimes I think it's just because of the culture that we live in right now.
Yes, definitely the culture plays a huge role because we have social media telling us what we should have as a standard or relationship goals. And of course, people are only going to show the good part of what's going on in the relationship. So you on this man or on this girl, like, you need to be this type of person or you need to be this, but we're basing it off of what the media tells us we should be going for.
That's true, and that's just simply not reality. And so what I did was I wanted to go do some research, and I just wanted to look and see. I looked at fox10phoenix.com, and it says that among some of the top reasons why people are feeling like it's hard to date in 2024 is because, believe it or not, inflation. Some people say 1 in 5 people feel like inflation is playing a role in why they're not dating. With dating costs being high and rent and everything else being in the way, it's hard to go out and spend money on dates. And then some other articles I was reading, just looking through different things, was talking about how you have all these dating apps. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to really work too many things out with you. If you just get on my nerves just a little bit, I can always just go swipe right or left or whatever it is, and I can just find somebody else. And so people are not really necessarily looking to put in that work with one person anymore. And if it and they just want to be accepted. So going back to what you said, Journey, I don't know if it's so much about fixing self anymore. I think people are just like, hey, look, take me how I am. Don't ask me to be any better. And if you won't take me, I got 6 or 7 other people on this dating app that will, at least for 3 or 4 months until I find the next person.
Right.
Yeah, and start the cycle all over again.
All over again. That wheel of life.
Which that becomes definitely, and as you said, like the guy was saying, he doesn't want to get back out there, and I'm sure because that just becomes exhausting.
Absolutely. And I want to give you all the numbers. It says, according to the survey, it says nearly 69% of American adults felt uneasy about the cost of a date, while almost 68% expressed anxiety about managing expenses when planning a date. And again, that's all coming from Fox10Phoenix.com. Is the cost of dating in 2024. And so I think it's way more than just the cost of dating. I think it's a lot of other factors involved. But I do think that this give it to me quick, I don't really want to do all that work for it. You should just take me as I am. That's the kind of culture that we're in right now. And so I want to ask our audience, man. What are y'all reasons? Are y'all still dating in 2024? And what are the challenges that you guys are facing right now? Is a date really that big of a deal? How much it costs to you? Is rent or bills or other financial pressures stopping you from dating? Also, what was you talking about again?
Also, are you getting to know these people before you date them or before you commit to a relationship with them, rather?
Okay, their journey stepping on up. I like that.
There you go. Listen,
I like
she got you.
Yes. All right, y'all. I want to tell y'all thank you so much again for all the support you guys have given to us. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about. We definitely will get on it. But other than that, I am Swerver. This is the Opinionated Facts Music Group podcast. I'm joined by my amazing co-host Lovejoy and Journey to be great. And until next time, you guys.